London, Connecticut, a powerful warship is added to our fighting forces. The first of her class to be delivered to the submarine force, the U.S.S. Trigger embodies many improvements in design and equipment. She is considerably shorter than subs of World War II, but has greater draft and displacement. All of the Trigger's armament is an underwater ordnance. Torpedoes? How many? The Navy doesn't tell. But it's no secret that the new sub has greater cruising range and firepower than her predecessors. These advances are due largely to the outstanding new radial-type submarine diesel engines developed by the Cleveland Diesel Engine Division of General Motors. In the Cleveland diesel plant, where many different engines for defense are produced, it took 5 years of GM engineering and more than $10 million to develop the new diesel. Secretary of the Navy Francis P. Matthews describes the engine as a revolutionary factor in submarine warfare, designed to give the United States underwater supremacy. So compact that it fits into 1/3 less space than comparable power units. It delivers twice the horsepower per pound of any sub-engine previously used. The Trigger heads out to sea for her final shakedown. Submarine men have always dreamed of a ship which could travel faster submerged than on the surface. With her streamlined hull and greater submerged power, the SS 564 realizes this goal. She is faster underwater than when running full speed on the surface. As far as possible, the new ship's interior has been designed for maximum comfort for the crew. The ventilation system controls both temperature and humidity. Her captain, Commander Beach, decides to take her down, and the men report to their diving stations. Commander Edward L. Beach has been decorated 7 times for his valiant service in the submarine force. And the Trigger starts down into the depths she is designed for. The officers and men of our submarine force are a select group. Their record illuminates the brightest pages of our maritime history. In the U.S.S. Trigger, American engineering has given them a ship worthy of their skill and devotion. The Cleveland people who contributed can be proud of this ship. She is a notable addition to the sea power of democracy.
The occasion, delivery to the Army of the first production line new light tank, the T-41. The place, the Cadillac tank plant in Cleveland. From Washington, from Detroit, from many far places, gather together top-ranking Army and Navy officers, the ever-present newspaper men, plant officials, important people in the engineering world. This celebration marks the beginning of what will be assembly line production of the Walker Bulldog tank, named in memory of General Walton H. Walker, who died in Korea. High-ranking personnel includes Major General R.W. Beasley and Army Undersecretary Archibald S. Alexander. Last August, this plant was a warehouse, storing millions of pounds of beans, from beans to bulldogs in 7 months, 3 months ahead of target date. Management and high-ranking brass talk it over. Captain, how did you get in? Students from the welding school watch. We see GM Vice President Don Ahrens and Plant Manager Ed Cole with General Crawford. Today, the first Walker Bulldog is born. This fast-moving fighting unit can travel faster than 40 miles an hour and can turn around and travel in the opposite direction in a few seconds. To build tanks like this, the plant employs 3,000 to 4,000 men and women, many trained in special skills. Peak production will require many more workers and likely around-the-clock shifts. Don Aarons watches the test with Alexander. The Bulldog's high maneuverability and exact control were demonstrated for this distinguished audience on a test track. The experts were highly pleased. That big gun, a deadly 76 millimeter, is so controlled that it can keep on a target under all conditions, and no matter how rough and violent the going. This tank can lick its weight in wildcats, and it weighs 26 tons. Yes, it can outfight anything of its class in the world. Alexander, driving a tank for the first time, found the Bulldog easy to handle. This ceremony is an important milestone in the assembly line production of this tank. It marks the result of 7 months of hard work and the installation of huge and intricate machinery in record-breaking time. To quote Army Undersecretary Alexander, "America's people pray for peace. Our government also desires peace. But the people and our government are now aroused to the danger abroad."